Our thing coming into this ball game, we really wanted to be aggressive on the defensive end. We knew that they had a strong player within Cochran. We put our best defensive player. I thought Evan, he did a tremendous job as far as making him, really work for his shots. We look for opportunities to try to double down on him and make it very difficult for him to get those shots. And pushing the ball up the floor. We really wanted to up-tempo the ball game as far as getting up and down and looking for the early shots in their offense. Our guys did a great job as far as being disciplined tonight, as far as moving the ball around, getting the ball down to Deshaun when we had opportunities to get to him in the post.
And it seemed like obviously everybody was contributing, even though they were keying on Deshaun just like usual.
Yeah, our sets, we wanted to spread the floor. Even though we worked on that this last week, we knew that they were going to put a lot of pressure down on Deshaun as far as, doubling down on him. So we put shooters in the corner. The guy stepped up and made those shots.
Talk about that defense. Bluffton really had trouble finding the bucket.
Yeah, we really wanted to close that lane off. Our guys did a great job getting in the passing lanes. The key was to apply a lot of ball pressure, making that guy really work, taking the passing lanes away. And I thought our guys did a great job as far as getting in the passing lanes, a lot of ball pressure. We rebounded the ball really well. When those guys shot, we tried to eliminate their opportunities on for second shots.
And can you talk about Deshaun and his injury? What happened there in the second quarter?
Deshaun's a warrior. We couldn't see it from our angle, but the official said that he lost his balance and he just ran into the basket. But, Deshaun's a strong player. He can play with a lot of pain. I think it was his ankle. I don't think he tweaked it. He just scared himself and jumped off of it. But, he was ready to go within the next minute or so. So it scared people there for a second, but I think he was fine.
James, can you talk about how things change in terms of the atmosphere for your team and just the experience you have being in that sort of situation?
I mean, our schedule was brutal. I told the guys before the ball game, if we look back, experience means something at this point of the year, and our guys really showed that. When you look at some of the teams that we played as far as, being intimidated by the atmosphere, I thought our guys were really calm. I thought this atmosphere was comfortable for us, and the guys went out there and played that way.
I mean, Coach told us, no regrets for nothing. We came out in the locker room, even though if we lose or not, because he said, if we, come back, we got a long bus ride home. He said, he won't wish we should have did this, should have did that. But we came out and just played hard. Came out. Evan played good defense on Cochran. We got a couple steals. We won the ball game.
Yeah, you guys pretty much shut them down there in that first half and really took the confidence away from them.
That's what we all about. We get in people's skin. We athletic, we just come out here. We love the game. We just come out here and play hard, play good defense and match their intensity. And that's what we did, and we came up big.
Talk about yourself. Not only were you looking to score the ball, but you were passing out some pretty sick assists.
I wasn't trying to force it a lot, because all I did is wanted to win. So I came out, made a good couple of assists. I trust my teammates, and it's all about us. It's not just an eye on team. So it just came out, made some good passes, trying to get the LeBron stats, but I tried.
Now, obviously, everybody knows about the record, and you know about the record. Do you feel the pressure now that you're in the postseason, knowing every game could be your last game? Do you feel pressure?
I think about it, but I try not to. Like if I think about it, I force shots. But, it's all about, everybody talking about that record. But I'm just trying to, win ball games, get my team to state and get Luers another state ring.
But offensively, we just flat could not score. They just absolutely just locked us up. And it wasn't just one guy. Kenny is a guy we wanted to stay away from. But Deshaun obviously affects all kinds of shots inside because people forget. They talk about his offensive ability, but he's so long and he's so physical. And he's grabbing a ball and throwing it 80 feet on a line. And that's just not a typical high school play. And we tried to practice it. And I didn't think he hurt us that much with it. But he just does things that you just can't. And you say this all the time as a coach. You just can't simulate practice. And he's a really, when you put him as one of the top 6 players in the country, you can see that. And I thought tonight he played with a lot of composure. He didn't get frustrated. I thought he showed a lot of good judgment because it's easy for him to get frustrated because everybody's hanging on it. We were hanging on it because we had to be competitive.
Were you at all surprised by that start?
I was frustrated by the fact that I felt like we guarded them great, and they had 2 points for a long time, and we just couldn't score. I mean, we just could not get the shots that we wanted. And I thought a lot of it was, it's easy for me to sit here and criticize what we did. But I felt like a lot of it was their defense, that they were all over us. And we tried to do certain things. We had several things that we tried to run to get there, and they just wouldn't let. Every time that opening was there for a crack, it closed in a heartbeat. And we talked about it in practice, but again, you just can't simulate that.
Was the team nervous at all?
No, I don't think so. I think they were excited about the opportunity. Now, obviously, the frustrating part of it was the longer that the game went and that we couldn't score, the more difficult it became to score. If we could have hit a couple shots early, and I'm sure it sounds very simple, but if we'd have got up 8-2, 10-2, we had a completely different game plan in mind, where we're going to come out and try to spread the floor and help us. But when they didn't have to, when Deshaun does not have to leave the basket, like Jim said a second ago, I mean, he's standing there, and Cody feels like, okay, if I go to him, I'm trying to get around to Kevin Blackmon, who's a Division I athlete, and to get to Deshaun Thomas, who's a 6'8 guy, who may or may not block it. And we felt like Keith could be a factor on the other side on the glass, but it just never got to that point.
Do you put any weight in the fact that they play such a tough schedule?
Oh, yeah.
That obviously...
Well, obviously, when they thought they could get into us, and when they got into us early and we didn't do anything to counteract that, then they really thought, okay, we can get into them. They smelled blood. I mean, there was no doubt they smelled blood. And when they did that, they did a really good job of going at it. Not necessarily to steal it, but just to frustrate us, because we had no idea where to go. And as a coach, I was frustrated too, because I wasn't sure exactly which way to go offensively. And you always like to feel like you have an answer. And we just really never had an answer.